everyone, this is Mishap Mama. I'm just gonna take two. Hi everyone, welcome to Mishap Mama. I am the mothership. It has already been a morning. I'm sure you guys can see it is pouring down rain. It is like 32 degrees, so I don't know how this isn't ice. I'm a mess. I thought, for whatever reason, I thought this bits of my hair, which I guess technically my bangs, but they're not bangs, were shorter, and they're not. But they still don't want to stay in the messy ponytail I have, probably because I need to wash my hair, which, yeah, that'll happen when it happens. Well, today I want to talk about something that one of my counselors brought up to me, and that was vision boards. My counselor said to me, I want you to think about what you would want your life to be like if there was nothing standing in your way. If money wasn't an issue, if time wasn't an issue, if energy wasn't an issue, if none of these things were issues, I want you to figure out what you would want your life to be. And I want to talk about that today because I think it's super important to, like, if there were no barriers whatsoever, who would you be? What would you be doing? You know, I think it is so important to have that. Like, for me, it really changes depending on how deep into depression I am. But on my good days, I see myself with my kids on this stretch of land with a house that is probably falling apart and needs to, like, we ideally would buy the land with the house on it, so it's already connected to, like, electricity and sewer and water and all of that, because I don't know anything about those things. And, you know, maybe the house is falling apart and we go in as like a team and turn it into what we want, and we have this garden that I managed to keep alive, which is really stretching my abilities because I can't. I have a very, very hard time keeping plants alive, even the ones that are supposed to be almost impossible to kill, like aloe, which happens to be one of my absolute favorite. I've got 2 aloe plants right now. I've named them Ann and Andy, after Raggedy Ann and Andy, but also because Raggedy Man, I can't hear Raggedy Ann and Andy without thinking Raggedy Man. So in a roundabout way, they're named for Doctor Who. But I don't know how they're still alive. They're not super big plants. I probably should repot them because my understanding is that the roots for aloe kind of go like this instead of down. Good grief, it is cold. Let's see if I can do this without destroying the sound on the video. But yeah, I have a garden with vegetables and flowers, and like I've got a third of the garden for me and my family, a third of it to give away, and a third of it for nature. You know, let the little bunnies and the deer and all of that come. I don't know where I read that somewhere. Like, if you're not gardening with the idea that animals are going to come and eat it, then you're doing it wrong. Like, you're taking up this space, you need to be giving back, and I love that. But yeah, we've got the garden, and I see myself like in this gorgeous, maybe not gorgeous, but comfortable like dress or skirt that's all flowy and like ankle length, and the kids and I are barefoot in the summer with the fireflies and a bonfire, dancing around and laughing and just having fun, like maybe with some Celtic music playing. And like the kids and I are outside all the time, and I'm able to support my family, but I'm also able to stay home and raise my family. That is ideal. And like, I'll sit and I'll you know I'll search through land that's for sale, and I put in my parameters, and one of them is that it's got to be less than $50,000, and I want several acres of land and all of this, and it'll come up with parcels of land around the country, and I'll be like, yeah, I could totally do something with this. I could do something with I don't know if my depression would actually allow me to do something like that, but I kind of feel like if I didn't have to worry about where money was coming from, and if we had something that was ours, we didn't have to worry about where we were going to be living and who we would be living with. And I really feel like that would take a whole lot off of me. And I feel like it's that way for a lot of people. I have such an extreme distaste for the way our society is being run, and I want it to change. I don't want my kids to have to grind their life away to be able to have a roof over their heads and food in their bellies. And I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. I don't know, but like the vision board, I feel like I feel like I'm going in circles is what I feel like. Good grief. It's got to be the day. I'm so tired. Can you, my eye is bloodshot. I don't know if you can see that. I'm so tired. Coffee's not helping. There are so many things in my head. There's so many things that I want to do. I want to work with my hands. I want to be able to take clothes and mend them. Not because we can't afford to go get new clothes, which half the time is the case, but because it's better. When I find something that I'm super comfortable in, that's about all I wear. And unfortunately, the way clothes are made these days, it doesn't last long. But when I find something that I'm comfortable in, I tend to look like a cartoon character wearing the same thing over and over and over again, because finding something where all the seams line up right and it doesn't aggravate me, and the material is just right and it hangs just right, and that's really difficult to find. A while ago, I had found a type of sock that I loved, which is, I hate socks. I hate socks because I hate the way they feel on my feet. I had found it was a thin, stretchy material. They were white socks. They barely had a seam at the toe, and they had they were long, but they were made to fold down to the socks that are always drawn when characters are wearing Mary Jane shoes. Those socks, but without the ruffles. And I loved them. And I was able to buy them for probably 5 years, and I can't find them anymore. Somehow that tied into my vision board, and I have no idea how. I don't know. But if you don't have a vision board yet, I would highly suggest, like, I don't have a physical board. I just basically have these thoughts in my head, and I have, like, I'll save things on Pinterest, but nothing to anything titled vision board. Just, you should think on it if you haven't already. What if there was nothing stopping you? Would you paint all day? Would you sing all day? Would you walk in the woods all day? Would you be at the beach all day? Would you be working with people? Would you be a therapist or a doctor? Or maybe you like being on the phone. Would you be a phone sex operator? I don't know. What makes you happy? What would you do? What would bring you the most contentment in your life? I know a lot of people have negative connotations towards the word content. I don't. I do not believe that people can be happy all the time. So instead of what would make you happy the majority of the time, what would make you content? Not what would you settle for. So there's a huge difference. There's a huge difference between content and settling. But what would you be doing? Where would you fall on the scale? Where would you live? Would you be somewhere sunny? Would you be in the cold, in the snow, where you could go skiing and ice skating on lakes? Or would you want to be, have a stream with crawdads, and that you could, like, stream probably isn't the right word, a creek? My spouse would say crick. There's a whole thing there. I don't understand it. Like, I actually want to do a video on pronunciation of words, because I'm really bad at it. But crick. Anyway, he's from South Dakota. That's like, is that considered Midwest? I don't know, but it's gotta be like something like that. But yeah, so think about it. Would you have kids? How many kids? It's totally okay if you don't want to have kids. Would you have pets? I want chickens. I want goats. I want probably a sheep or two. I want Angora rabbits for their fur. I want dogs. Once in my life, I want to have a dog that has a litter of puppies. And I want to be outside and just have a massive furry cloud of puppies running after me. I want that. I do. But is that something that you would want? Do you want the pets? Do you want the dogs or cats or ferrets or gophers? I don't think people have gophers for pets. Maybe that's your dream. Get a gopher. I don't know, but it's something that everybody should know about themselves, I think. And even if it's something that may never happen, or maybe especially if it may never happen, or if it feels like it will never happen, I think it's important to have that dream, to have that, who do I want to be? What do I want to be? Do I want to be calm? Do I want to be energetic? Do I want to be a daredevil? Do I want to go skydiving every day for the rest of my life? I personally do not. Somebody out there does. And when you have that in the back of your head, thinking, what do I want to be? Who do I want to be? Where do I want to be? Those are little things. It will start to, whether you realize it or not, you'll start working towards it. The little things that you do. Oh, I'm going to, instead of spending this $50, I'm going to tuck it away. And it might not even be a conscious thing. You know, you decide that you want something bad enough, and it really does seem to become a subconscious thing of, I'm gonna get there. And sometimes it's so difficult to hold on to. I know when I'm in the depths of depression, and just last week I had a rough week. It was so difficult for me to want to do anything, and I couldn't even hold on to these visions. It was very difficult. But having them there, you know, it's always something to go back to. And I think everybody needs that. I know I need that. I need to be able to have that dream, even if that dream feels like I'll never get there. And a lot of times it feels like I'll never get there. And I don't know that I'm okay with that yet, because I want it so badly. So I've been trying to find ways to make it happen, and it's slow going, and it's gonna take me a while. Unless somebody wants to drop 50 grand in my lap, that would be nice. I wouldn't say no to that. I had actually found my dream house, my dream property, a couple months ago, and it was selling for $82,000. Obviously, somebody snatched it up. It was amazing. It was 3 acres. It was a 2-story house. It had a covered porch and patio. It had a pond on the property with koi fish in it, and a bridge going over the pond, and it's just green everywhere. Everything was covered in green, whether it was vines or moss, or it was, honestly, I couldn't even tell you what the inside of the house looked like. The outside was just so perfect, and somebody snatched it up. I don't even remember the point of bringing this up, but it's gonna happen. You know, you're gonna find things that you love, and it won't be the right time, so they'll go away. And I think that applies to almost everything. But yeah, so what are your dreams? I know I'm not the only one with dreams. I know I'm not the only one who feels like they're stuck in a rut, and that these dreams are having just me with my head in the clouds. But what if there was nothing holding you back? What would you be doing? Think about it. If you don't have an answer, if you do have an answer, let me know. I would love to hear about all of it. What would make you the most content? What would bring you happiness? What would make you want to get out of bed in the morning? Sometimes we got to dig deep for that, and that's okay. But having that there, having that seed, tell me about those seeds for you. What are they? Tell me in the comments. Like, subscribe. I still don't know what any of these things are, but I will be back, and we will have some more to talk about. And as always, remember to be excellent to each other.